Alright guys, 2 seconds, let me just log into the chat. Da, 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 da. That is a fucking pain in the ass doing that. Okay, so sorry about that, I'm just sorted out now. Right, there wasn't really much at 12 PM UK time, so I didn't bother starting a stream, but we have now got something setting up. We've got a Q standard deviation, weekly cycle. So I'm going to mark the low going into 1 PM, which is the time for reversal. Ideally, I would have liked to seen this hit this gap here. There is a, small gap there. That would have been nice if this, if 6E was in that. But it's not the end of the world. We still got this standard deviation. Let's see what happens here. This is a fade. I'm fading the move because we're bearish on. We're bearish on a higher time frame, so this is, we can look at points above this high maybe, potentially, and then go back down tomorrow, or, yeah, so let me just mark the lows in. Maybe we tap into it and 6E rolls over and we tap into that unmitigated gap there to fill the inefficiency and make price action efficient. We've got loads of... It's a shame we couldn't get the short earlier. That's just didn't materialize for us. The short I was looking at before I got stopped on the stream, it played out, but I would have taken a break even on it anyway. So open, high, low, close. If we see 6B take, if we see 6B run below the 12 PM range low, and we get a microcycle, then I might look to scalp this back up into these highs, I think. Let's go down to the M1. I'm not really fussed about the index market at the moment. It looks terrible. So when I'm looking to trade this now, I'm keeping in mind that we are drawing closer and closer to this low. Okay, so we're 2 ticks off of it. If we no 1 hour low has been taken, swept anyway, yeah. But if we come any lower, I would just say I'd wait for the sweep of the 1 hour low. I don't like it getting too close and then taking a trade off that. I'd like to see some inversion of price or something like that. Just waiting for a bit more confirmation, basically. liquidity comes in the market at New York Open. So it's 8 a.m. New York at the moment. Oh, it's been a slow day, and it's been even slower on NQ. There's just no volume in the market at the moment on NQ and ES. We've had that massive expansion off the weekly cycle. You know, ES ran previous day's low. Right, the 1 hour range low has been taken over here. All assets have run the low, haven't they? Oh no, YM still above. What am I talking about? Right, anyway, let's go down to the 1. Right, okay, so what have we had here? We've had an equal low put in. We've got no microcycle, because all assets have dropped below the previous microcycle. So I can have a quick look at EU, see if that swept the low. Yeah, so the CFDs have swept. We have got a bit of a gap in there, but it's not valid. I would say we want to get above that high, this high here, and then possibly, yeah, look, we're just closing the gap up. We've got no gap on the EU on the CFD chart. So want to kind of right, we've tapped into this inefficiency. We want to try and revert back above this, close above this, and then if we're going to get a trade, it will be in here, 15-second entry. Or the other option is we wait for this 15-minute candle to form, and we take the next microcycle buy below old lows, right? When's that going to come out? So that will come out in about 15 minutes. Yeah, so that should be ready in about 15 minutes. Da, 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 da. We have got a sweep on the low, on the way, 1 hour range low over here, no micro, so nothing to do yet. Want to see, we've built up equals here, so want to get above this gap. I'll definitely be taking a 15-second confirmation if price does fall back into some kind of inefficiency down here. At the moment, nothing to do. 8 minutes past the hour. We'll have new sell side liquidity at 15 at the 15-minute new candle, so that if that's a range, accumulation, manipulation, could see 115 run below that, take out this liquidity, and then we go back up, because there is equal lows there, even though on the CFD data that, you know, EU has cracked. We've taken that low on EU, so you know, that's why it gives me a little bit more confidence to trade the setup within this, because the CFD has swept that low. Right, I know we got equals there, but it can give us a good indication if the setup's there anyway. But we gotta wait. I think we probably are going to tap into that, to be honest. Not really doing a lot, are we? Just rolling over again. What's the 15 minute say? Are we going to expand on this 15 minute and just carry on going low? It looks like that is the case. 6E's been holding up all day. We've been trying to short this from this daily mean reversion, and it just kept cancelling signals. Six S and 6B are still running below the low. Got this equal low forming here. It's going to be liquidity there. Let's have a little look at the CFD market. Let's put in a failure swing. This all looks horrible, to be honest. 2 minutes until the next 15-minute candle. And we are going to get a new microcycle as well, I think, at the same time. What's that 15-minute candle done? Looks like expansion to me. So realistically, the next 15-minute bar would suggest that we are going to accumulate, and then we're getting a manipulation at 130. If that is going to happen. Could be wrong. Just profiling now. Are we going to go in, tap that, and then come back up? Quite possibly. Right, that was my original thought. I didn't think 6B would get that far extended. Look at the leg. Massively extended. So we got a weekly cycle. We've had a daily mean reversion. We did have a weekly cycle this morning. Let's push it up to the 50%. We've now rejected the mean reversion on a couple of the assets. 6E and 6B rejected the daily mean reversion. Is this time for a reversal in New York? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But we've got no continuation to trade at the moment. We've just flown down. Right, new 15-minute bar is in. Let's have a look how that, yeah, that's definitely expanded. We've got the wick below. Now we've taken out that liquidity into that fair value gap that we knew it was going to be hit. There we go. Possible range to form now, I think. Has a new micro come in? Yeah, it did. Well, we've rebalanced that bit of inefficient price action there on 6E. We've taken loads of sell side liquidity. There's no cracks, and if we just go up now, this has all been mitigated. There's no inversions to be had here, no clear displacement anyway. You'd want to get above them equals. You know, you'd want price to run up here, close that gap, and then come back in. Or like I say, we wait for the next 15 minute at 1:30, 13 minutes away. Hopefully we get expansion, accumulation, and then we get the manipulation lower. Six B is off to the races. Just drawing lower and lower and lower. Where could it be going? Let's have a look at the higher time frame. Oh yeah, we've already got this daily CRT level marked out, which is quite possibly could be the draw. and then eventually that low. How far away from that are we? Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of liquidity below this low here. 6E is the stronger asset though. So if I'm gonna look to fade any move, it's probably gonna be best on 6E. There's lots of inefficiency in this leg here. 1, 2, 3. Just going to mark the low, that 15-minute candle there, because we're already below the 1 hour low, range low on all the assets. Mark the new sell side to fuel the move up. Idea being that if price opens, takes out this fresh sell side on one of the assets, gives us a microcycle, then we can probably trade maybe up into these highs. That's going to be a draw of liquidity. Put a thing on that, yeah. Well, there's no inefficiency there anymore. This is efficient price action. So if we do continue lower, previous day's low is gone. There's going to be liquidity. That's the next big liquidity pool. We've got that Q standard deviation there as well, lining up nicely. I'll tell you what I'm not interested in. If price opens on this and we wick above this high, straight away we run price. Unless it's in the quick succession that we take both sides of the range, then I'm not really interested. I'm not going to start breaking it down into the 5 minutes and all that. We've already it's lost a bit of the flavour already, because 6p is just you know, I'm trying to fade a sharp move, which is okay, but I'm trying to pick the draw of liquidity as well. We got this key level. If we're going to continue on down, the higher time frame is bearish as well. We've still got 7 minutes of this 15-minute candle. Can't believe the strength of the dollar against the pound there. Let's have a little look at the daily. So come below, swept these highs, and now we're going back lower. Yeah, I think the higher time frame needs a correction. If we have a look on the weekly chart of 6B, let's run a fib. You know, we could easily get a mean reversion back down to here. You know, we've accumulated, swept liquidity on both sides, and now we're going back down. after a period. It's probably liquidity below this low. Well, there is liquidity below that low. 50% mean reversion. So yeah, 1.12 is quite probable. And with the war kicking in and not going away any time fast, it will make the dollar stronger. So that supports my thesis of the higher time frame coming down a bit. Indexes are useless today. We've had this expansion and then we just had this collection of low volume bars. We've taken out a level that I wanted to see taken out, but I'm just not feeling it. Just not feeling it. I don't know why. Not feeling it. We've got that weekly mean reversion above. We've taken both sides of the 6 hour. We've done nothing with that liquidity pool being tested this morning in London. That was at 10 a.m. The previous day high was taken on NQ. But we've got two assets, below previous day's low. So we've had this weekly cycle, bullish weekly cycle in Asia with an expansion. So normally I would look to trade the continuation. You can see here that didn't get hit, so I can remove that 6 hour mean reversion. That didn't happen. But both sides of London have been swept now. So it kind of leaves us with, there's not a lot going on here for us. That's all right. Not every day's a trading day. We've got a weekly mean reversion level there that looks good. Price inefficiency above. Maybe we just tap into that and then come back down. Just want to take them. Oh wow. Let's just go back to the monster. Yeah, so we're seeing now 6B completely run away with it. I'm not really. Remember, the higher time frame's bearish, right? So we're bearish on the monthly, bearish on the weekly, bearish on the daily. I'm trying to fade a move. I mean, 6E was definitely the 6B. Sorry, was definitely the asset to short. I'm going to ask a friend Kamel if he can work with me on that and see if I can get that a bit sharper. "29 minutes into the New York session on the 21st of July. Were looking for longs. Don't know if I'm favouring it now. I've had a double expansion leg, so that we're still kind of respecting this fair value gap on 6E. But price is drawing to this low on 6B, so let's just set an alert up for that line. When that goes, we might see price gravitate back to these highs. We can look to fade the move. I'm sure it's a daily CRT here. Thick full body candle. right? We've got a daily SMT as well, paired with QT, and then we're working within this range, aren't we? Let's just mark this out, make it clear for everyone. Okay, so daily CRT model, doesn't have to be 3 candles, but we're working within this range. Tap this and then we could see liquidity targets met. I think we're going to get a close back through this level now, invalidating our move, to be honest. I want to because the weekly cycle already happened this morning, right? So the bullish weekly cycle was in at 4 a.m. Okay, because we had 6S break below, right? So we've had this bullish weekly cycle. We've gone up, hit mean reversion on 2 of the assets, and now we're coming back down. The higher time frame's bearish overall. Right, I thought we were going to take the 6-hour high. Right, new 15-minute bar. Open, high, low, close. So what does that suggest? We've opened, price has gone higher, suggesting that we're going to move lower on the candle. Open, high, low, close. Not really interested in that, to be honest. No, I'm going to wait. It's not an A+ setup. It's got too many different confluences, and the higher time frame is definitely bearish, and we would need to get below that anyway. I mean, you could take both sides if it happened in a few minutes. On the 1 hour, allow up to 10 minutes for the take whip both sides, especially at prime times like 1:30. Yeah, I want to show you the world. Right, looks like we're going to go and run this high now. Wick above, close below. Or maybe we get the change the state of delivery and price is going to go up, but that doesn't fit my model to trade that. You know, I want to see a micro below, take the buy side, fuel the move. Yeah, that's not my model, so that's fair enough. And I do think that 6B is gravitating to this, being drawn to this low, so I'm not going to take a long until that's cleared. Clear that liquidity, then we can push up here. This is just most probably a liquidity grab. Let's have a little look at the 5-minute. We've got some inefficiency there, price could come up. Let's have a little look at the 6 hour. Just hit this, trading into this inefficiency and just dumped. Thought we were going to take the high and then just continue rolling over, but we didn't actually take the high. It just island doors and all my sun pearls. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I'm going to pause the stream, I think. I'm just going to grab a drink.